Welcome everybody to the 2016 season. It's good to see so many faces, new and old out there. Big crowd, as you can see, for the kickoff our centennial celebration here of the PGA of America. I just had a quick meeting with our board up here, and I polled them, and due to the large turnout, they actually want to go back to the team event for next year. So we'll work on that. Thanks for all the laughs. A couple thank yous just to get the morning started. Thank you to Old Oaks Country Club, head professional Bobby Hines, Nick Maselli, the rest of the golf staff, General Manager Scott Garvin, Superintendent Shannon Slevin, who I've been told has the golf course in immaculate shape out there for this afternoon's event, and the rest of the staff here at Old Oaks. A round of applause. Thank you guys for hosting us today. A couple quick introductions. These folks will be up here later chatting, but to our Met staff, while some of us take care of enjoy an off season, these guys and girls are working hard behind the scenes, winter education programs, PGA Junior League golf, getting ready for the upcoming season. Congratulations to this gentleman. He's been elevated to our new executive director. Great man to be leading the ship, Jeff Voorhees. The glue that keeps everybody together at the office, the director of our operations, Kelly Clayton. Newly elevated tournament director. Sad to see him go away from us, but certainly well deserved, Dan Kiley. The junior golf guy and our Met celebrity, Dan Frankel. Public relations guy, you've seen a lot of his work on the Met website, Paul Giordano. We welcome two new staff members, our player development person, Caitlin Sabah. And our new go-to guy, certainly not necessarily new to the Met section, but we're glad to have him as part of the team, Kevin Rodine. And a couple other folks in attendance, our newly elevated PGA employment consultant, Jonathan Gold. And I'd also like to welcome our assistance liaison from the Met PGA board, and probably once again the best dressed in the room, Corey Muller. And certainly last but not least, the young guy back there in the doorway was our fearless leader for 43 years, and he's taken a ride off into the sunset. Congratulations, Charlie, and thank you for all you've done for us. And I know this isn't the fun part of the day, but we certainly are here to refresh the memories of our tenured assistants and introduce what we're all about to the new assistants. So sit back for the next hour and a half and enjoy what we have to say. We've got a couple of good programs that we've come up with for the new year. And now I'm going to bring up our section president, Mr. Heath Wasson.
Well, I think you found the secret of the format to fill the room. It's a pretty good turnout, so thank you to everyone for coming. I want to echo his sentiments on the staff. This group in the back does an amazing job. The amount of production out of so few people. Just once again, thank you for all that they do. And welcome to Caitlin and Kevin, new to the team. This time, I see a lot of new faces, and I apologize. There's a lot of people in this room that I don't know. Probably under the age of 35 for the most part, but anyone who's new to the section, could everyone please stand to be acknowledged real quick? I'd like to take this opportunity to say welcome to the Met section, but along with that welcome, got to put back on you a little bit of responsibility. That when you travel the country, you wear the Met PGA logo everywhere you go. And you represent each and every one of us that has been here before you and will be after you. So you are part of the greatest section in the country, and we expect you to conduct yourself in that same manner. So welcome, you've earned it. Obviously you're pretty good to get one of the jobs that you got in this section. So just keep that in the back of your mind when everything that you do, whether it be teaching, playing, working with the kids, juniors, fundraising, etc. So once again, welcome. A big thing that we, as head golf professionals, rely on is we tap you guys to work with the junior programs. And I want to thank you for your support of the PGA Junior League. Junior League is absolutely grown. I think we're close to 100 teams this year. It's just an absolute no-brainer program for everyone to bring back to their clubs. You see the kids run around in their jerseys, having a great time. So I know right now is at formulation time where we're getting all the leagues together, getting the matches. So get on the phones, call your other assistants. Let's make sure that the teams are cranking. Help the parents through the new transition without having to log online. It's really not that hard. It's a little bit of a pain, but let you know that our board is actually working with National. So hopefully next year you're going to see a little bit of different product. And probably be prepared in the fall. They're going to be making some phone calls to say, okay, are you going to have a team or not? How many teams are you going to have? And the preparation is going to start 6 to 7 or 8 months in advance in the Met section, that is. So be thinking in the future about that. That way parents will have an opportunity to say, okay, my kids are going to play in junior league. These are the dates going to be. These are the matches. And then they can actually kind of coordinate their schedules instead of doing it last second, signing up, and then not even knowing what the schedule is. So it's kind of backwards. Ben Hoffine is working on that with National. So just definitely think forward a little bit in the fall, and you're going to be hearing some stuff from section office about that. You're going to touch briefly on foundation. I don't know if you were there last week for the spring meeting, but foundation used to be Metropolitan PGA Junior Golf. Now it's Metropolitan PGA Foundation. So it's a subtle change with 3 pillars of coverage: youth, diversity, and military. So that covers the junior golf tour that we have, 120 events over the summer. Golf in schools, etc. That's where a lot of the fundraising goes to. Then we have military, which is PGA Hope, which tomorrow, I didn't see very many names on that sign-up sheet in there. Hopefully you've already signed up to do the training. The training is absolutely amazing in the respect to teach you how to work with someone who has a disability, whether it be a prosthetic leg, they've had a stroke, any of those different things, which I've had a couple of members who I've dealt with who've had strokes, and to work with them on their balance. The team effort that you can do with another golf professional to make sure that their safety is first and foremost, because if they fall down, which happened to me, is probably one of the most embarrassing and dangerous situations where they're out of control and they could get hurt. So it not only helps you with the volunteering for the Hope program, but you can take that back home and use that with some of your members as well. But it is one of the most gratifying experiences I've ever had at PGA Hope, working with the veterans and hearing them say that you've changed my life, you've given me hope. I'm looking forward to going to the golf course. I'm looking forward to talking to my son about golf. It's just absolutely game-changing for some of these veterans who have given not only their bodies but their minds to our country and to protect us and give us the freedoms to do what we do. So definitely take a hard look at that. Get involved if you can, even if you can just do one day. But even for fundraising, we're committed to probably about 100 sets of clubs, the junior tour and all that. So every little bit counts. We've had some incredible supporters do huge fundraisers, $50,000, $60,000. But as little as $200, whether you donate $1 per regrip or whatever you want to do individually to the foundation program, about $200 will cover the cost of a box set of clubs that we're going to give to each one of these veterans that graduates. So that little bit, $50, $100, $200, every little bit, if we could get 200 people donating $200, we're covering every set of clubs right there big time. So that little bit of effort, it doesn't have to be huge. Work with your other assistants, we're going to probably do something, but see what you can do to help out. The cause is near and dear to my heart, and the more that we can do as a group to support that, the better. Just touch real quick on Squire Cup and Assistant of the Year applications. I think we got 26, 27 applications last year. Let's see if we can get double that. We don't have a venue yet for this year, but it's such a great day and an amazing event. But I do want to tell you that we have a committee now that actually meets face-to-face to go over all of this. We're really making a hard effort to bring in new people. So people who have been repeatedly selected to the team, I'm going to let you know you're going to have a tougher time getting on the team if it's between someone who's already been and someone who has not been on the team that have equal credentials. is probably going to go to the new person because we want to try to bring this and spread this incredible day to more and more people. But also going to let you know that if an application is handwritten, it's probably going to go to the back of the pile. So the first thing you want to think about is if you're going to apply for a head professional position, director of instruction position, the quality and work that you're going to put into your resume and your presentation should be what you're doing for the Squire Cup and Assistant Professional of the Year. So it should be a great exercise to get you ready to put together that presentation. Photos, videos, working with high school golf, working in your community, speaking publicly, doing all those different things. Fundraising, all those different elements are a key part of that element. And the more well-rounded you are, not just raising huge amounts of money or serving on the board, those are critical things that will be looked at in that application process. So just want to let you know that we do take it very seriously. It is an absolutely incredible day with 12 head golf professionals who are giving their day, their time to play and compete head-to-head. And it's probably the only time I beat Ben Pollan, so it's a good, definitely a good day to take him down twice. Gotta get that in, Ben. Centennial and annual meeting, obviously Sunday, yesterday was the anniversary, 100th anniversary of our great organization. We started right here in Manhattan in the Martinique Hotel. We're gonna be hosting the annual meeting this year for Derek Sprague's Outgoing, co-hosting and supporting Northern New York. In their efforts. If you've never been to an annual meeting, it's right here. You just drive in, drive an hour, jump on a train, go check it out. We have a election for secretary too. 3 gentlemen that are all very qualified, but the election process is pretty cool. So if you come down, you can get in the back of the room, you can see how the votes go down, how all the politicking works, and be a part of that, kind of get a little taste. It's incredible. Plus you get your MSR hours, so you can knock it all out one stop. Grand Central Hyatt. You take the train right into the Grand Central and then go upstairs and you're all set. Just want to say a quick congratulations to all the award winners today as I'm wrapping up. Player of the Years and Assistant of the Year. The Mr. President, congratulations once again. But also to then stress to just get involved. These guys need some help on their committees. Getting involved has been the best part of what I've done in the last 10 or 12 years. It's been surrounding myself with some great, smart people, getting some great ideas, taking it back to my job. It's been well worth it. You'll have fun and you'll meet some great people. So look forward to a great summer. Best luck.
Just to throw a little jab back at Heath, Ben may have lost the battle, but the assistants won the war. 4 years in a row running. We brought home the Squire Cup, so we'll look to win a 5th time. Bring up Executive Director Jeff Voorhees.
Good morning.
Morning.
Lively bunch here. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Dennis and Heath. You guys covered an awful lot already. But I also wanted to just offer welcome back to so many tenured and experienced professionals in the room. Welcome back from wherever you were all winter. But it was also nice to see the number of new folks in the room here today and joining us here in the Med section. So to all of you, welcome. Welcome to the section. It is a little difficult to kind of speak well to both of those segments of all of you. An example that comes to mind is a recent junior golf rules seminar that we just gave at Scarsdale Middle School a couple weeks ago. Dan Kiley and Dan Frankel did a really nice job there. And it was all the local Section 1 high schools and their coaches and all the kids. And again, in that room, you have 15, 16, 17-year-olds who have a good amount of experience, have been playing golf for a while, so you can kind of have a really sharp rules conversation with them, and there's a high level of understanding, and it's great. They take something away from it. On the other end, you look around and you see some kids who decided, you know what, I'm going to give golf team a try at school, and their eyes are like this big, and you almost fear that we're doing them a disservice by talking high-level rules with some kids who really just need to be out there having some fun and let all the rest of that rule stuff kind of come at a later time. So, you know, that's an example that kind of comes to mind. And as I think about that, it kind of rolls through, you know, this meeting, other things that we do, even just in our lives, just how difficult it is in some of these situations. And I'm sure that it kind of translates into your memberships as well. But so I guess the idea there is we need to always evaluate, you know, what we're doing. Again, with that rules presentation, I think what we've learned is we probably need to do a couple different ones. You know, we need to offer one for those beginners because it makes me worry that we're potentially scaring off some young kids who are just picking up a club for the first time, who are going out for the school team, and you know, we're talking about 3-3 and getting into some high-level, you know, just conversations, and maybe not so good. And same with this meeting. We've already talked about some things. The Squire Cup is one example that a lot of you are probably going, what the heck is that, right? A lot of the people who are here for the first time, and you know, certainly we'll rely on all the experience in the room to help your colleagues through the year when things like that come up. The Assistants Championship, for example, and the way that we do it here. There's a lot of things probably that we do here different from if you're new to the PGA, you've never experienced, or if you've been in another section, we probably do things a little bit differently here. So hopefully some of the people in their presentations about some of the other committee reports today will you know, try not to assume as much prior knowledge and explain some things. We don't want to dumb it down or bore some of you seasoned vets, but I think we have a responsibility to all of you newcomers too. And like I said, I think just in general, that really translates over to whatever you're doing in your job. I mean, it's really easy to kind of, you know, my wife's a phys ed teacher, so we use the quote, roll out the balls, you know, to go into the phys ed and throw out the basketballs and put your feet up and let them go. I mean, it's kind of the same thing year in and year out if you're doing the same things. If they're great, obviously that's fantastic, but hard for me to believe that over time and the way that our game has changed, the way that our memberships are changing, that those same things at some point probably aren't going to work as well, as well as they used to. And again, just with the technology, and I think there are certainly a number of your members who do come to the club to get away from all that, to put it all behind and just to kind of check out and go off the grid. But my feeling is that that's probably changing, and if it hasn't already. And I think it's just so important that we adapt and that we move along with that. I wanted to also kind of give you guys an update on sort of a state of our association. Again, I don't want to get into, drill down too far into all the different committee reports that you're going to hear from everyone else today, but just a couple of highlights. We've switched over to what we call the PGA of America's admin program. That's basically our financial accounting practices. For us, it means more to us internally. What it means to you all is the direct deposit feature that we're going to offer. If you haven't seen or gotten emails on it already, we do really beg you to buy into that. We think it's going to make your lives easier, things a little more streamlined, and the ability to get you paid a little bit more quickly. Again, he touched on the foundation and those changes, and I'm going to leave that to Kelly. She's going to come up and speak to that more eloquently than I will be able to. So I'm going to skip over that. And also the centennial celebration this year that Dennis already mentioned. We're very excited about it. Paul Giordano's been doing some great work on some of the history of some of the clubs that we'll be visiting for our tournaments throughout the year. Just ways to sort of tie in what those facilities have meant to the PGA of America in hosting PGA championships, what they've meant to the section, and what they're, the professionals that have worked those facilities, and just kind of tie that all in and celebrate them along with our centennial celebration. On our staff side of things, I just want to kind of go back. Heath and Dennis, again, thank you. You did a great job, and I appreciate all those kind words. To my original point about not assuming anything, I would like to introduce everyone and have them step forward and so that you can sort of put a name to the face and know who they are, because I do think there are plenty of people here who who don't know some of the folks on the staff. So Kelly Clayton, our Director of Operations. Kelly pretty much does everything. You'll definitely rely on Kelly for quite a bit. Dan Kiley, who many of you know, is way in the back. He was our Assistant Tournament Director last year, and is the Tournament Director this year. There's Dan. Go ahead, raise your hand. Thank you. Our Junior Golf Director is Dan Frankel, so you will rely on him. Step up, Dan. These people over here can't see you. You'll rely on Dan for all things junior golf and Junior Golf Tour related. Kevin Rodine over there is the Assistant Tournament Director, and he will be he'll be your probably main contact person in the office. He'll work very closely with all of you. Who am I missing over there? Caitlin Sabay, our Player Development Manager. A lot of you who run your PGA Junior League programs at your facility have probably already dealt with Caitlin. She's been with us for just a short time, but she's already a Junior League expert, doing a great job. And then the man behind the camera there, Paul Giordano. Again, some of you may have worked with Paul already on the Teaching Tips program that he's been working on. If you haven't, we think it's a great opportunity. Paul's going to be shooting some professionally done videos. Teaching Tips is a great opportunity for you to get in front of a camera, like I said, in a professional setting. We're going to release those on our website periodically throughout the season. So we think for the assistance group, it's just a great opportunity to practice in front of the camera a little bit, get your name out there, and share some thoughts more than anything. So just wanted to put everybody together with who the staff was, because again, I don't want to assume for those newcomers that you know everybody. And just to finalize the thought on the staff, we get an awful lot of credit for the things, a lot of the great things that happen here in the Met section. Again, as Heath and Dennis, your words were so nice, but realistically, all of you are the association. We don't get the luxury of doing what we do if not for the work that all of you do. We work for you guys and girls, not the other way around. And we understand, we're very aware of that. But I just want to sort of say that out loud and make sure that we all understand. We're really just here to execute and administer the things that you all and your board and your leaders here and the Heath and the board of directors think are important. And if tournaments or junior golf or employment issues or different promotions or things that we're trying to do, if they're not benefiting all of you somehow, some way, then I don't think we ought to be doing them, because again, it's not for us. The idea is that it's for all of you guys. In terms of the Assistants Association specifically, again, you have a really great leadership here. You all have been, I think it was mentioned already, you have been the fundraisers for the section. We've really relied on the assistants to do a lion's share of the fundraising, and you've done a fantastic job, and we're not going to stop asking you to do that, but we are going to kind of hopefully give you a new and a different vehicle and hopefully some better tools to do that, and maybe ask your members for money less frequently. Another great thing that the Assistants Association has done in the last couple of years is with respect to Junior League Golf. I think you all are probably, in most cases at your facility, you're the administrator and the authority on the Junior League Golf program, and I hope that you are, and if you're not, I strongly recommend that you do, because this program it's taken off in leaps and bounds, and the comments that we hear from people who have been doing it for a couple of years are just, it's the best program PGA's ever offered. They see the kids wearing the jerseys around the club, even when it's not a Junior League Golf day. That's how excited, how much excitement that's generated at their facility. So, again, most of you being that person in charge, we understand some of the setbacks that we had this year with the registration and it being a little bit difficult. All we can say to that is, we're working on it, and we definitely want to make it better. But we feel like the juice is definitely worth the squeeze, so to speak, and that something that's maybe a little difficult, but is that positive, is probably worth working for and fighting for. So, and as I said at Waikiki last week, there's just so many positives to the Junior League Golf program to spend time, I should say the time spent worrying about some of the minor drawbacks or difficulties is energy that is kind of wasted on me. So please keep that up. And again, I don't think it's too late, Caitlin, if we can squeeze a few more teams in. Oh, that was a soft no, but
we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. And then lastly, and to close and get myself away, because I could go on all day, you guys know that. You know, Heath referenced the idea of getting involved, you know, and I think the get involved, it's kind of it's a popular thing that we all say this time of year. We're all excited and we're reinvigorated, and that's all good. I think the idea of getting involved usually means like sitting in one of these chairs or signing up to be on one of their committees. And if you don't have the time, or if you're not inclined to do one of those things, you kind of shrug it off and say, well, I guess that's just not for me. Well, personally, I think that's a limited view on what it is or could be to be involved. I think that we do so many things, and we ask all of you to do so many things that are as or more important than some of the other things that I just mentioned. You know, supporting our tournament program, sharing best practices with us on whether it's juniors or fundraising. Some of the teaching initiatives that we've done. I'm sure there's people in the room that were wonderful and helped us out with a MasterCard program that we did this winter, teaching their employees. The PGA Hope program that we're going to talk about, and the volunteerism that we're looking for help with that. Some of the things we've done, like at Citi Field and at Nassau Coliseum with the Mets and Islanders. You know, in my mind, those things are as important as any of those traditional get involved things. So, you know, we'll keep reaching out, and like I said, don't think that those things are too minor, because they're not. They're so important to what we do, and we really do. We rely heavily on all of you. So that's the little soapbox, I guess, on getting involved and some other things. But thanks a lot for a few minutes. I really appreciate it, and looking forward to a wonderful year. I'm going to turn it back over to Dennis. He thinks we're calling an audible. But thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great year, and do utilize our staff, because we really are. We're here to work for you guys, and we love every minute of it. So thank you very much.
We're going to call an audible on the agenda. We're going to bring up Tournament Director Dan Kiley.
think so. How's everybody doing? Good. Good to hear you're awake. First of all, thanks for coming. Good to see you guys back here for another exciting season. Hope everybody had a good winter. Number one, I guess to start with is, we're going to start with the Assistants Association. As Jeff mentioned, we hired Kevin Rodine, who many of you have seen through tournament play as part of our field staff. Kevin's been a PGA member for 25 years, worked at a variety of clubs in the section predominantly, and we hired him this off season. He's a great addition, enthusiastic. If you've called the office, I don't even think the phone rings before he picks it up. So ask him, steer your questions to him. Please stop texting me about groups, tee times, any of that stuff. All right, you guys can start signing up earlier, not on Friday and Saturday morning, please. A few things on the Assistants Association. I'll talk about that first, since we don't want to throw Kevin into the fire immediately. Then I'll move on to the new role in the broader scheme of tournaments within the Met section. Number one, assistants, you guys, we say it every year, every meeting, spring meeting, fall meeting, Met section, spring meeting. Important to get involved. Kind of easy. You don't have to do everything. You can just do one thing. We have the sign-ups outside for PGA Hope. Hope helping our Patriots everywhere. The brainchild and extreme success of Kelly Clayton, who's devoted hours and hours to that and has really taken off. Heath can sit here and talk for an hour about his stories, helping those Patriots. And if you guys were in attendance at the spring meeting last week, you heard a few Patriots speak on their experience about it and how much it's changed their life. That was very moving and powerful. So I encourage you to get involved that way. If you don't have the time to do that, a couple other chances: running a PGA Junior League golf team. We run a few teaching and volunteer opportunities with sponsors. Did a few things over the winter with MasterCard. You can sign up for that. Call us in the office, ask for any opportunities. It gets your name out there. Get your name out there in front of Jeff now, in front of Kelly, in front of Heath, in front of the guys on the board, which, as you all know, is kind of the leaders of the section and who you want your names to be in front of. So when they call us asking for advice or a reference about any particular applicant, we have something to work on and they have something to learn. In terms of tournaments themselves for the assistants, you'll see in the packet we have our tournament schedule. Full packet. Kevin, thank you for working hard on that as he jumped in. Tyler Jaramillo did a lot of the legwork through the off season. Thank you to you guys who are hosting. Appreciate it. We like to bring in and sort of rotate new clubs each year. We think we have a great schedule. Hopefully we continue with our numbers and playing fields. It's exciting when we see 80 guys sign up. So hopefully you guys can enjoy that. On that, a few changes to it. A few things we're going to introduce this year. One, our scoring. We're going to move away from paper sheets and move more toward a television. Two things, a little, it is 2016. We're young, I'm young, so we can set that up. Secondly, it allows us to post scores more immediately, so for all the fans watching at home, to see the leaderboard that way. Secondly, what we're going to try and introduce this year, as we're all savvy with technology and cell phones, is beginning on at the assistance tournaments, we're going to try and live score a few events. So one particular person in a group, whether it's a volunteer, whether we assign you, we're going to ask you guys to live score your group or a few players or two. That way when you're playing along and in shotgun starts especially, you're wondering where you stand, 2-3 under, do I need a couple more birdies, can I take it easy, go in? So we're going to try and introduce that, see how it goes. I know I talked with a board member up here through the winter, and that was something he talked about that's been done in Florida. He thought would be a good idea to bring up here. So we're going to take a look into that. Lastly, a couple acknowledgments to the board. Thank you guys for your particular work. I don't know if you guys have seen the website, but Alex Smith has a video with Nick Maselli, a video series that he's going to start highlighting assistants host clubs and the assistant professionals who are hosting us. I encourage you to log on to the website, take a look at that. Great work by both Alex and Nick. Nick, thank you very much for having us, for volunteering. Dennis, this is his last year, finally. He annoys me enough over the phone as well. Tyler, thank you again. Pete, great education series going, and Jimmy Farrell spearheading along with Corey Muller, our new mentoring program. One of the last two things. One particular individual, Ben Polland, not to scare you, but I think he's back in the corner somewhere, but Ben, just want to highlight his winter play. On the PGA Tournament Series, he finished #2 on the money list and scoring average. Added to the fact that he won PGA Tournament Series event #1, I believe, Ben. And secondly, he also earned conditional playing status on the Mackenzie Tour up in Canada. So great off-season, good luck this year, Ben. You'll hear from him a bit later. Unsurprisingly, he's our 2015 Assistant Player of the Year. Finally, in terms of assistants, I know Jeff mentioned it, I'm moving up and on. I'm not sure what he was thinking in that delegation, but I just want to thank everybody in the room. It's been a great 3.5 years. Started off, interestingly, thank you, Kirk Agori. But thank you, I enjoy it. It's one of the few jobs I think that I actually wake up on Monday mornings during the summer and kind of hop out of bed, look forward to running a golf tournament. Seeing you guys out there, it's, you guys have helped me along the way. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to working with you more in the Met section tournament schedule, and I'm sure I'll swing around and stop by for the scoring afterwards. But thank you guys in the room. Really appreciate it. I enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys did as well. Moving on to the new role here, tournaments. Just a few highlights. Jeff touched on direct deposit. That authorization form is on the website. Please fill it out, send in a check. You're going to send that down to National. I believe the start date, Jeff, correct me if I'm wrong, is May 1 as of now. So again, on the section website under registration forms, print it out, mail it down to Nashville. You'll become enrolled. That way you'll get your money a little quicker. No more checks for you guys to try and deposit, or if the club loses them, to have to call and we reprint them. PGA of America Championship deadlines. We're talking the Met Professional Championship, Senior Professional Championship, Assistants Championship, most notably in September 6th and 7th at Bethpage Red. Previously, you've had to register via national a few months in advance, typically early July. I'm sure some of you received a phone call from us last year asking if you were anticipating and planning to play. Most of those were yeses. This year, with that change, National has handed the responsibility to the individual sections to create their deadline. So for all 3 of those championships, the registration deadline has moved to 2 weeks prior on a Wednesday. It's online. What that does, however, and I heard just to my left, that's much better. What that does is enable, it's closer to the event, so you guys, it's sort of fresher in the mind instead of trying to remember to set an alarm or a calendar note 2 months prior. Secondly, hopefully that allows us, sort of limits the fluctuation between registrants and actual number of signups. So again, PGA of America Championship deadlines has moved closer to the event, Wednesday evening, 2 weeks prior. That'll affect section spot allocation. That's now based on a 5-year average of number of players. We have 12 again this year since our number is 152, 153 every year. Also affects section money, depending on the number of players, and the section alternates, okay? The Treber Memorial, our sort of end of season championship, Tournament of Champions. Previously, we've had a qualifier right after Columbus Day on Tuesday. Championship dates Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That is now moving to a 3-day championship. Qualifier Tuesday, round 1 Wednesday, rounds 2 and 3 on Thursday. That third round, instead of cutting to a specific number, we're going to add ties. So 9 and ties for that third round. All right, that will, you guys will, something will click in October when you sign up for that event, I promise. Lincoln Pro-Am's returning this year, as is the Race for the Lease. I know a lot of it, we sort of, a few of you guys in the room do participate. I know clubs are very active in it, 3 or 4 teams, but we encourage you to get involved. Lincoln is one of our best sponsors, has been for so many years. We have a great relationship with them. The Race for the Lease, of course, is a race for a Lincoln MKX. Every 2 years you accumulate points as you participate. But we encourage you, it's a great way to get involved with your members. We have a new slate of clubs preparing to schedule. We're excited about the event, some great opportunities and courses, and bring your members out. 3 of them play a gross and net best ball of 4, but it's a great cocktail party afterwards, sponsored by Empire City. So please take a look online for that schedule. Encourage your members to participate and your head professionals as well. One last thing, our travel pro-am in the fall is at Stream Song this year, which I mentioned that to individual professionals, and their eyes immediately glow. I've never been there. They say it's one of the most fantastic resorts in the country. Cannot stop raving about it. Take a look at that. That form is also online. Encourage your head professional to get a team. You guys talk to some members you think would be interested in traveling as a group down there. Absolutely fantastic trip. End of season, kind of a great way to relax and play a little golf and enjoy and celebrate the end of the season. But before I get out of here, I do want to bring up Mr. Kevin Rodine, our newest assistant tournament director, whom will be the point man for you guys. But thank you, everybody. Hopefully enjoy the day. A great course out there. Looking forward to it.
I'm just going to speak real briefly because we're trying to get out there and play golf. It's the most important thing to me in our business, the tournament assistance tour. Any of you know me, that really know me, know I talk a lot. I don't say much, you know, but I talk a lot. Not much gets said. One of the things I would ask watching Dan, try to secure courses. He has a big job between the tournaments. The Women's Met Open, the Assistance Tour, PATs we're doing. We really need to thank these people. We're playing courses that are some of the best in the world. And I'm one of you guys. I'm an assistant. I don't want to write thank yous on Tuesday morning. but I think it's really important we do that, because next year I'd like to see it be a lot easier for us to fill our schedule and some of the other events that we've had a little trouble with. That's really all I have to say. Today's tournament field is full. I have 2 guys on the waiting list. I'd like them to see me before they leave, because who knows what's going to happen between now and hitting the first tee shot. And if you're interested in skins and supplement, see me outside and we'll get that taken care of. But other than that, I'm lucky to have this job. I'm glad to be here, and I'll do the best I can do for you.
Welcome aboard. Just a quick note to piggyback on Kevin for the new folks. Skins and supplemental purse at our assistant tour events. We have a skins purse, $10. Obviously, low $20. That's right, $20. And then the supplemental purse is $50. It's an optional thing for guys and ladies who feel they're going to play well that day to win a little extra cash. So for those new folks, those are the 2 things that Kevin was talking about. Moving on down the list, player development. We'll bring up our new member, Caitlin. Sorry, Jonathan. You're next.
Sorry, Jonathan. You skipped over. Well, hello everyone. I'm glad to see that I'm not the only new person in the room. There seems to be a lot of us. I'm excited to be part of the team and provide support for player development. Really, the Junior League golf is the biggest thing right now, and everybody before me has spoken about it, so I'll try to keep it as brief as possible. Similar to Little League, you have teams, jerseys, they're out playing a scramble format, and it's a lot of fun, and I just want to really stress that word, fun. It's supposed to be fun for the players, the parents, for everyone involved, so please make sure it's fun for everyone. Just to give you some numbers, 3 years ago, this section only had 3 teams. 35 kids were registered. Fast forward to today, we have 80 teams, 80 captains. We're projected to have over 100 teams. And as of this morning, we have 800 kids registered. And player registration hasn't even closed yet. So that's unbelievable, and that's definitely goes back to you guys who are getting your kids to register. So thank you. I know there was some frustration with the whole registration process this year, but change is good. Just to paint the bigger picture, there are about 2,100 captains around the country who are registered. That means there's going to be thousands of kids playing. That's unbelievable, and they need the proper program to really handle all of this. So cut them a break, cut us a break, and we're going to make it better next year. If you aren't registered for 2016, I suggest you get involved. Definitely go out, support a team, go watch a match, get to know what it's about. Give me a call, I can help you out, get you involved for 2017. And I think that's about it. If anyone has any questions, give me a call. I'm around. Thank you.
Sorry, Jonathan. Beauty before the beast. Next up, PGA employment consultant Jonathan Gold.
Thanks, Dennis. Like that. Thanks for the piece, by the way, man. That was awesome. Always inspired to be here amongst this group. And for those who I have not had the pleasure of meeting yet, my name is Jonathan Gold, and a proud product of the Metropolitan Association from the age of 12 on the junior tour. So when you're out there and you're working with juniors, well, you never know where that junior is going to be in 10, 15, 20, 30 years and how their career is going to progress. And I always said that the more I get to know the Assistant Association, the Metropolitan PGA members, the more it's not about golf. Golf is a tool that we use, I truly believe, to enrich lives. And that the sole goal is when we meet someone, when they leave our presence, they probably walk away with a bigger smile. And that has a lot to do with you and the value that you bring to your club every day. And it's important to be aware of your value, especially in employment now. We know player development's tied to it, but when you're doing growth of the game initiatives, one, your employer is looking for how you're contributing to their bottom line. The more golfers you have at their club, the more revenue they're producing. Also, when you're engaging those customers, they're probably not going to leave the club. So it's important for you to be aware of your value. It is tremendous. It is far outreaching. And just be aware when you go on or try to move to your next future employment that you're able to communicate that. Some things to consider. When's the last time you've looked at your resume? Know what's good. That's one of the best advice I've ever had given to me in my career, is you don't know what's great if you don't know what's good. Do you know what a good resume looks like? Do you know what a good interview process looks like? I think that when we see a golf swing, we can probably tell what a good one is compared to a bad one. But know everything, what's good. Tournament operations, merchandising, and that goes a long way. It's okay to ask for help. I think Corey is going to allude to it, or the assistants board is going to allude to it. Find a mentor. The greatest thing about this association is that it's a very tight-knit group, and we share information openly with everyone, and it's there to help you. So, like everyone said before, don't be afraid to get involved, and don't be afraid to seek help. And one of the last things I'm going to leave you with in conclusion is that I had the ability to listen to an admiral from the Navy speak, and he spoke about achievement. And it was pretty interesting. He said everything in achievement comes from 3 different things. You start with a vision, then there's a mission, and then there's execution. The vision is having the belief in yourself or having foresight to see what you want. The mission is going out and putting a plan into action or putting a plan together to achieve that vision. And then the execution is going out there and executing the mission. So whatever you do and whatever you try to achieve in life, you need those 3 things: a vision, a mission, and execution. We just want to leave everyone today knowing that you have a strong team behind you, supporting you in everything you do within this association. It's been an honor, and it always will be an honor to serve you, and please do not hesitate to reach out if need be. Thank you, and have a fantastic season.
All right, on to the fun stuff. Programs we've been developing over the winter. Certainly these guys sitting up here with me have worked hard over the last few months, somewhat of thankless positions. You know, we're not getting paid, we're volunteering to be up here, but it is fun to be involved. And it's, as Dan and Kevin alluded to, it's not necessarily easy to reach out to host clubs and get them to commit to certain days. It's not easy to get people to commit their time for educational seminars and extracurricular things that we do at some of our events. So kudos to you guys, and thank you for your hard work over the last few months for continuing to help us grow as an association. I'm going to bring up our first vice president. He's in charge of the tournament schedule, Tyler Yaramillo.
I think that's Dennis's 3rd attempt to say my last name, but it's okay, it's Jaramillo, and I get it. Nobody can do it or say it except for maybe, is it Charlie Robson or Jeff Voorhees, I think is the only one that has it down. Anyway, welcome, thank you for everybody who signed up. Like was mentioned earlier, this is one of the largest assistance meetings we've had in a while, so thank you. Apparently it is the format. That was the joke that Dennis was trying to allude to earlier. But anyhow, I want to thank everyone for coming out. I especially want to thank Dan Kiley for his years of service in the Assistants Association. I beat him up over the last couple years. If you look at his text messages list, I'm sure I am on that list often. So thank you, Kiley, for everything. And Kevin Rodine, whatever you do, do not give me your cell phone number. I'm going to go through a couple things here. On the back of page 2 and the packet, you will all see the schedule for the year. Just going to touch on a couple events. We have our spring major this year, May 31st at Weeburn. July 11th, we will have our summer major at Country Club Darien. And there's a couple open dates, as you see. We're hoping to fill those dates in the next couple weeks. In addition to that, as you see, we mainly only have Connecticut and Westchester golf courses on there, a couple from Long Island. So for those of you who are in Long Island and working at Long Island golf courses, we would like to spread our distance and where we're playing. And so please step up if you have any of those open dates available. But otherwise, you will start seeing this schedule fill up in the next couple weeks. I'm going to scroll to the third page from the back of our packet to go over some of the off-season playing accomplishments. Starting from the top, as you see there, Anthony Arruda had a pretty busy winter. Just touching on a couple of events he had. He finished 4th in the Winter Stroke Play Championship. He finished tied for 4th in Tournament Series number 4 at the Wanamaker. Peter Ballo had tied for 3rd at the 4th Winter Series at the Wanamaker Golf Course. Nick Beto had a good showing at the Winter Stroke Play with tied for 6th. Frank Benzel, I think we mention that name often, but he had a busy Winter Series, and a couple notables. He finished tied for 3rd at the 5th Tournament Series and tied for 8th at the 6th Tournament Series. Scrolling down, Jessica Carafiello played well in the Women's Winter Stroke Play Championship, finishing 4th. And I also want to give a shout out to her as well. Wish her best of luck at the upcoming KPMG Women's PGA Championship. She'll be playing at Sahalee Golf Course, which is just outside of Seattle, Washington. So best of luck out there. Bring home that W. Continuing on, we have Rob Corcoran, who had a tied for 9th at the Stroke Play. And Sarah Dixon played well at the Winter Stroke Play, finishing tied for 4th. Aside from that, so now that we are now dealing with Kevin Rodin, I just wanted to touch on pace of play. It's something that we've spoke a lot about in our tournament committees. It's something that we are ever continuing this conversation, and in my opinion, it starts with us individually. It's up to us to police ourselves out there on the golf course. You know, granted, things happen. We hit balls out of bounds. We have to go back to the tee and re-tee and all that kind of stuff happens. But in the end, we are still trying to play in 4 hours. And that is the ultimate goal, regardless of how we play or how high we shoot or low we shoot. So with that being said, I just want to continue to remind everybody to please try policing themselves out there. This year we are going to try something with Blue Golf. They have something where you can check into your phone on Blue Golf, and it gives the tournament director an idea of pace of play, where they are, whether they're behind schedule, on time, and we'll be able to start gaining some real data as to when we are finishing, how long these rounds are actually taking. But long story short, it just comes down to us policing ourselves. So please, you know, we have a golf course today that we're going to be playing that apparently is in mint condition, and when that means it's in mint condition, that means these greens are tough and they take a long time to read and they're very difficult. But with that being said, we still need to play in that 4-hour time frame. So please push yourselves out there. Try to get that round in, and that's not just for today, it's going forward. So please keep your eye on that. And Kylie mentioned this earlier about sign-ups. I know I'm guilty of this, but try to get signed up ahead of time for these events. They're filling up. You'll see a couple of events that hopefully go on this list that will probably have a waiting list associated to that. So again, get signed up ahead of time. Last thing you want is Kevin Rodin going home on Friday looking forward to his weekend and getting an email saying, hey, can I still sign up for Monday? Which means a lot of extra work for people, you know, that are just there helping us out. So let's try not to give him any more work than he already has. Just get signed up before that Thursday, cutoff day. Other than that, thank you, and we'll have fun today.
just one additional note to Tyler and the Tortmans. Assistant match play. Sign-ups are open. Kevin informed me this morning that we're halfway there. We're 23 teams. I believe the deadline is the 21st. So find a partner and get signed up for that. The finals, Shinnecock, not a bad place to spend the day. Also asking, and we ask every year, but it always comes up at some point, if you're playing in an event and you put money in for skins or the supplemental purse, we ask that you stick around following the event to collect your money. It's not fair to Dan, who did it last year, and Kevin, who's going to fill in the role this year. It's not fair for those guys to have to carry the money around and hunt you down. My recommendation is for them to spend it, but either stick around. If you're not going to be able to stick around, find a friend that can collect the money and get it to you. We're going to move on to second vice president, education person, Pete Catanzaro.
Good morning, everybody. As Dennis just mentioned, my name is Pete Catanzaro. I'm in charge of education for the assistants. First thing I'm going to do is run through all the PGA professionals who were recently elected. So if you turn to that page, I'll zip through it quickly. Frank Abatino, congratulations, from Westchester Hills. Alexander Bardani from Quag Field Club. Peter Basso from Greenwich Country Club. Catherine Brenny from Mosholu. Elizabeth Brown from West Hampton. Thomas Crane from West Point. Brandon Gadoros from Clay DX Sports Lab. Timothy Kieran from St. George's Golf and Country Club. Nick Novak from Greenwich Country Club. Kevin Quinn from Quaker Ridge. Ben Silverman from PGA Tour. And Michelle Winkler from the Stanwich Club. So congratulations to them. Let's see, I'm not going to run through every name, but congrats to the PGA professionals entering the Quarter Century Club, as well as those entering the Half Century Club. And last order of business on this page, PGA professionals earning certification. Congrats to Frank Abatino, Nick Nunziata, Alex Bardani, Jeffrey Calais, David Chong, Andy Crane, Shelby Lohman, Michael Mercandante, and Steve Scott. And last but not least, congrats to John Cooper, earning his Master Professional status. So a couple of the adjustments we made in the off-season. First order of business is Mentor Monday, which you guys have heard me mention relentlessly over the last couple of years. We decided to do away with that. So you're officially hearing me say Mentor Monday for the last time. The new phrase we've coined is the Career Development Day. The main adjustment is, in the past, Mentor Monday, the structure of the day was essentially several hours in the morning, focusing on mentoring. We had a panel, it was very constructive, but it was a long day, so we'd spend 4 or 5 hours and then golf following. The new format is we're gonna have golf first, and we're gonna have an educational panel following golf. The first date that we are offering is at Walkabuck on the 20th of June? Sorry, didn't double check that, 20th of June. The great thing about that host site is the following day a New York State Open qualifier will be there. So, following week. So that'd be a great opportunity for a practice round, and also obviously to participate in the Career Development Day. What we're going to have is, the idea is roughly 10 to 20 head pros along with all of our assistants. It's obviously dependent on signups and how many assistants we get. No assistants will be bumped, 4 head pros. Essentially, we're going to fill the back end of the field with head pros. But following play, we're going to have 3 or 4 hand-picked professionals to sit on a panel. The discussion is essentially going to entail, whether you are an intern, first year in the section, a second assistant, first assistant, regardless of what position you currently hold, the idea is we're going to give you suggestions and guidance to move up the ladder and further your career. So we'd recommend going. It's going to be a constructive day. So we're introducing that this year. First event, Walk a Buck on the 20th. Please sign up. The other new introduction, and Jimmy Farrell is going to go into detail on this following the brief little plug I give here, but the Met Mentor Network. What we decided to do is, in the past, you heard us stand up here and remind you how many great pros there are in the section and to reach out as much as possible, which we still certainly advise you to do, but essentially we are offering head pros on a silver platter. We're going to handpick a few head pro award winners, whether it's been in teaching, merchandising, playing accomplishments. We're going to try and have the broad spectrum, and we're going to offer that up. We're going to have them post them on the website. These are basically head pros who are volunteering their time, and so reach out to them. And they're going to be there to mentor everyone. So that's going to grow as time passes, but that's that. Jimmy will expand a little bit. Last thing is on May 23rd at St. Andrews, and I guess in a second, if I could have a raise of hand, what we're going to try and do following the May 23rd event is Mike Manavin and Allie Gilbert are at Clay Sports Lab. They just opened a new lab in Portchester. And what they've offered to do is following the St. Andrews event, which is in northern Westchester. Their new sports lab is in Portchester. So following the event, they've offered to have food, beer, and they want to host an educational seminar at their facility. So if we could have a quick raise of hands, who would be willing, if you play in St. Andrews, to pop through there following? Is that something that a lot of people are interested? Okay, good. So we're going to have some more information, assuming that we lock that in, which I believe we will. We'll have some more information on the website, but that's a tentative plan. So that's May 23rd at St. Andrews. And let's see here. Last thing, and this is just a reminder, for all assistance educational opportunities, you don't necessarily have to. So for example, on May 23rd, you don't have to play in the event to attend the educational opportunity. And that's going to be true with just about anything we offer, even on Career Development Day. So if you want to pop in afterwards, if you have to work, you're more than welcome to do that. So we're just encouraging participation. That is it from me. Thank you guys. There's Dennis.
Next is our treasurer, junior golf, but he's also kind of taken the lead role on the mentor program here, so he'll expand on that. Jimmy Farrell.
Oh, I was going to call Corey up here first. Where is he? Oh, man. Throwing him under the bus. So, do you want to speak? All right, a couple things real quick. For those of you who don't know, junior golf, that's our backbone, that's our livelihood, that's our future employers. I'm a wrestling coach in the winter as well, so I really don't like kids. But the kids are the fun part, the parents suck. Okay, that's the honest truth. But please, stick with these kids, they're great. You'll get lifelong rewards out of it. I've told the story before. I got an email the other day from one of my junior kids' parents, and he is now a PGA Tour rules official. So it's kind of come full circle. I taught him, so he's giving bad rulings all over the place. Kevin Rodine, he's the reason I'm here. He's ruined my life. Thank you, Kevin. Just a couple things. As far as if you run a junior fundraiser at your club, remember, you will get a free entry if you raise over $1,000 to the Assistance Championship. Remember, that's just for one person. So that doesn't include the whole golf staff. So everybody's got to do at least $1,000 per person to get that into there. The Junior Golf Foundation as we've heard, and I'm sure Charlie will elaborate some more, and Kelly will elaborate, that everything's kind of getting wrapped into one program for all funds. We have raised over $100,000 this last year, which is a little bit down in the past for our junior, but the percentage of that is coming from 18 clubs in our section. So we would love to see that number come up from more clubs, generating more money, whether it be grips or whatever you guys do, to raise some more money for the Junior Golf Foundation. As far as the Mentor Network, so you guys are fortunate enough to be here. Some of you have been here a long time, some of you are new to the section. We have the best section in the country. I've been at other sections as well. Not only do we have some of the best local winners for specific awards, we've had national winners. Okay, so we're reaching out to them. If you want to be a better merchandiser, we're going to have you call so-and-so. If you want to be a better teacher, we're going to have you call so-and-so. If you want to be a better player, well, we can have you call so-and-so. So we're in the process right now of reaching out to those head professionals. We're putting the ownership on you, though. You want to talk to them, you need to call. We're going to give you the list of each person within that. I could just say right now, John Kennedy, he's won them all. Okay? And I know he'd be willing to help. He's been a national award winner as well. So you need to contact them, get an hour of their time, 2 hours of their time, pick their brain, see what they do, see how they do it. That's why they're in the positions they're in. That's why they've won these national awards. They've been recognized by their peers. Use them. Use them as that. I remember my first year in the section here, I went to Mike Hebron and spent a day with him just to learn how to be a better teacher. Use those opportunities. We do have the best professionals in the section. You can actually, if you wanted to, I printed everything out. You can go online on our website, on the metpga.com website. If you click on home and you go down to history, and it'll say award winners, and you can see all the people who have won certain awards. You might even be working for one of those people. Okay, so just take a look at that, familiarize yourself with that. It's only going to help you become better golf professionals. As far as the last thing I have, honestly, is that the PGA Junior Golf League. Last year, we did the championship at Harbor Links for the kids. Hysterical, awesome. Little tiny kids couldn't hit 10 yards. Parents were rooting. Get involved. We were rules officials, and then we did a tournament afterwards at Burkeville. This year, we're doing it at Silvermine on August 29th. So the kids are going to go first, and then we're going to follow up with our event afterwards. We're looking to expand and probably do a junior clinic. So as these kids finish, they can watch some of us hit balls, maybe putting, chipping. So we might ask some of you that are participating in that event to maybe do a couple things and talk to some of the kids. These kids will get a kick out of it. Other than that, I'm good. Double D? What do you got?
So just short wrap up the mentor program. Corey, our liaison, was kind of put in control of that, and you know, as Pete said, it's kind of being served up on a platter for you. We're getting the people to volunteer their time to you guys and girls. The list is going to be put out there, so certainly great resources. Please use it. And as Jimmy said, I was there for the PGA Junior League Championship last year. Awesome day. I think we ended up with 12 or 13 volunteer assistants who took part in the day. We'd love to double that number, and as Jimmy said, working on the idea of some form of a 15-20 minute clinic or ball hitting session. I'm sure the kids are going to stick around afterwards, watch us warm up, maybe see a couple groups come through on the first tee, maybe even a couple look for an autograph from Kirk O'Gurry. So just be prepared for that. Again, they're the future of the golf world, and as Jimmy said, maybe even a boss of yours down the road. Moving forward to Secretary Alex Smith.
All right, thanks guys. During the season, I know we see a lot of each other week in and week out. Usually about February, March, I start missing all you guys and girls, so certainly I'm glad to be here. Great to see everyone out in the audience. Thanks for such a great turnout today. A couple things Kevin mentioned. First, thank you notes. Let me move this up a little bit. There we go. Kevin mentioned thank you notes. certainly we get a chance to play a lot of fantastic venues, awesome golf courses, both here in the Assistants Tour and also in the Met section in general. And expressing our gratitude goes a long ways. So in that light, we're going to continue what we did last year as far as having thank you notes on site available to for you guys and girls to use at each event to write your thank you notes. They'll be available before you tee off as well as after you tee off in the scoring area. And if you don't get a chance to write them there, please, whether it's through email, shooting a quick email, whether it's putting your own in the mail on Monday, Tuesday, if you could go ahead and do that, that'd be fantastic, because it does make a difference and it is really important that we appreciate, or we show our appreciation for the host facilities and the host professionals. They make our job easier, and like I said, it's certainly great to play these courses. As well, I know Dan alluded to, we did put together a little, I guess, promotional aspect of things this winter. If you hadn't had a chance, it's on the website for the first week this tournament here at Old Oaks. Nick Maselli was kind enough to sit down with me and chat for a little bit about himself, about the golf course, and basically we're going to try to do this every week. So each week, the week before, you're going to see a video posted on the website which highlights an assistant professional at the host course. It helps us learn a little bit more about the facility and the course we're playing, maybe some of the great history that we have for some of these venues. And then as well, if you are playing, it gives you kind of a first-hand look at some of the strategy or some of the tactics, maybe the course keys, tips about the course we're playing, to help us be better prepared when we get out there and play the golf course. So, hopefully it helps promote us as assistants and also the events, and we can get some solid turnout for some of these events going forward. That said, I think I speak for all these guys, where anything we can do to try to promote each other, like promote the Assistants Association, I think that's really important. I don't know how many of you had a chance to either listen or attend the seminar Michael Breed gave over the winter, but I thought it was fantastic because, again, if we don't promote each other, if we don't promote the PGA, if we don't promote each other as assistant professionals, no one else is going to do it. So whatever we can do to make, sitting up here on the board, whatever we can do to make our brand better, to make our section better, please let us know. Please, as guys alluded to before, get involved. I know I can use help throughout the season, whether it's with thank you notes or different things. So please come approach us. If you have ideas, come talk to us, because again, I think we're all in this together, and it's something we can do to make our section, our Assistants Association, better as a group. So please get involved, come talk to us, and look forward to a great year. Thanks.
Yeah, awesome idea that Alex came up with, doing the Inside the Assistants Tour. He's also a great host, so take some time to watch that video. We're going to move forward and bring up our junior golf guy from in the office, Dan Frankel.
Good morning, everyone. When I'm put in front of a microphone, I usually prefer to sing, but I guess this morning I'm stuck speaking, so I'll live with it. But for those of you who don't know me, my name's Dan Frankel. I'm the director of junior golf for the Met section, and I know many of you are familiar with the junior tour. Many of you grew up playing on the junior tour, but just to give those of you who are not familiar with it a little bit of an education, we run over 120 tournaments a year for juniors ages 7 to 18 years of age. We have a 9-hole tour for boys 7 to 14 and for girls 7 to 18. And we truly strive to be everything to everyone. It's not just about the competition. It's not just about finding the best players. It's really about developing not only their games, but the lessons that golf instills in juniors and in all of us. I cannot stress to you the importance for all of you to truly get the juniors at your clubs involved. The PGA of America has done such a phenomenal job over the past 2 to 3 years creating these unbelievable initiatives such as drive, chip, and putt, and Junior League Golf, which you've heard so much about today. And they've paved the way for all of you to get your youth at your clubs involved. So we gave you the tools. Take advantage of them, and we're here to help you in any way we can. I hope a lot of you had the opportunity to watch the National Drive Chip and Putt at nowhere other than Augusta National last weekend. This weekend was the Masters, but we had two of our juniors down there representing us. Kira Cox, who came in third in the girls 14 to 15 division, and Sam O'Hara also represented us. Didn't have quite the strong finish that Kira did, but I'll quote what he said on Sirius XM radio the week leading up. No matter what, he's already a winner just for being down there, which is absolutely the truth. In terms of fundraising, I know you guys have heard a lot about fundraising for used to be for junior golf, now for the foundation, with the 3 pillars between youth, military, and diversity and inclusion. Don't be ashamed by how much you feel like you need to raise. Doesn't matter if it's $10, it's $10,000. Any amount can make a difference to our programs. We're not looking for these huge donations. While we appreciate the same clubs year in and year out, giving and giving and giving, and we couldn't have the programs that we have without them, raise $50, raise $100, do something different. Each and every one of you in here should not only, as Alex was just alluding to, it's not just about, going and teaching. It's about your legacies. It's about what you can do for yourself and what you can do for someone else to grow the game. Take pride in your PGA membership. Take pride in who you are. Get kids involved. Grow this game, and you have no idea the difference that not only you'll make in someone else's life, but that you can make in your own life. So I encourage all of you, please get involved in our junior initiatives. If you need anything, myself, Caitlin, and Kelly are always glad to talk to you, whether it's about doing a fundraiser, whether, a great fundraiser, I was talking with Kelly before, do a DCP for your membership. What better way to have your membership learn about what our foundation does than doing a mock drive, chip, and putt right at your club? Have each of your members buy in at $20, and the funds, the proceeds can go to the foundation. I thought that was an incredible idea that Kelly and I were discussing earlier, and just an easy way to get people involved and to get our foundation out there. So if anyone has any questions, please feel free to talk to one of us. I hope everyone had a wonderful winter, and looking forward to a fantastic season. Keep doing what you do more, and build your legacies. Thanks very much.
Director of Operations, Kelly Clayton.
Thanks, Dennis. Dennis just said I'm the glue. Well, as Jeff said earlier, I am the Director of Operations for the Met section. Proud to be here for now 17 years, so I think if there's anything that I haven't done in the section, I'll do it this year, I'm sure. But I want to welcome all the new members to our section. As Heath alluded to earlier, you are now a member of the best section in the United States, so welcome. There's a lot of things that fall under my position, so I just want to touch on a couple things that did not get touched on. Again, like we said, sometimes we just assume everybody knows everything and just move on, but we're going to touch on a couple of the little things just to make sure everybody's on the same page. So first of all, obviously, you all know our website, or you wouldn't be here today, right? So our website is met.pga.com. On the top of that website are links to each of our 3 initiatives. So you'll see a link to the Junior Golf Association page and a link to our online directory. Last year, we revamped our directory where we used to do printed versions of the directory. It's now all online. So if you go to metpgadirectory.com, you'll get access to all the clubs in the area, all the head professionals, all the assistants, managers, superintendents, for all those thank you notes that you have to write. Perfect place to go for all that information. It's right at your fingertips. Also includes a directory of all our sales reps, companies, partners, sponsors, etc. metpgadirectory.com. Make sure you're there. Make sure you're there frequently and writing those thank you notes. Another thing that we just launched with the spring meeting was our magazine. I'd encourage all of you to go to the website, take a look at the magazine. It highlights all of our initiatives from last year and also looks forward to this year, so that's a great tool for you guys to look at. Every month, I think most of you are aware, the first Monday of every month is when our newsletter comes out. Thanks to Paul Giordano, he has revamped the newsletter. Most of you have probably seen that. It is now emailed to you as well as on the website. Make sure you're reading that every single month. It is a wealth of information of what's going on in the section, what you need to know, deadlines coming up. Please, I urge you, take time out every first Monday of the month and read that newsletter. It also includes employment information. E-updates. Every Friday, we send you guys an email with reminders on your deadlines, important things you need to know for the upcoming week. Again, a great place to find information you need to know. Check it every Friday. We'll also be highlighting a partner and sponsor every week. Please, take the time, maybe send out a tweet to that partner or sponsor and say, hey, I saw you featured in today's e-update. Thanks for supporting the section. Nothing big, just something to let them know that you're paying attention and you know what's going on in the section. Another aspect that falls under my hat at the Met PGA is membership. If you have any questions as far as the membership process, maybe you're still an apprentice and you're going through the program, if you have any questions on that, please contact me. If you have MSR questions, change forms. If somebody is sitting here today in this room and has not done their change form yet, please do it tonight. Make sure your information is correct. There is a link to an online change form on the front page of the website under the important links section. Just click on it, fill it out. It takes 2 minutes, and we can get you all squared away for this year. The last part of what I want to cover today is the foundation. As all of you have heard through all the speeches today, we revamped our foundation this year, which was formerly known as the Met PGA Junior Golf Association, to kind of mirror what PGA National is doing through their PGA Reach Foundation. When you walked in today, you got this piece of paper, and it shows you now all the pillars that we cover. So instead of just reaching youth, we have identified military and diversity as the other 2 pillars of the foundation. This serves many purposes. First, it allows you as the assistant to go to your membership once and ask them to promote the initiatives that we're doing here in the Met section. You don't have to go to them 2 and 3 times. Maybe you're doing a Folds of Honor fundraiser, maybe you're doing a junior golf fundraiser, maybe you're doing a First Tee fundraiser. Now, we want you to hit it out of the ballpark and do it once. And bring this to your members. Let us help you develop a fundraiser at your club. As Dan said, we don't care if you're raising $500 or $10,000. Let us help you design something that's going to get to the heartstrings of your membership and get them to support your foundation. Jeff had a great message. We work for you. Without you guys, we can't have this foundation. I can't tell you how many faces in this room went through the Junior Golf Association. See you guys every single year, another one pops up. There's 4 people on our staff that came through the junior golf program and now are working for you at the section level. What we do matters and what we do works, but we can't continue building new programs and advancing the foundation without your support. So the first thing we need to ask you to do is educate yourself on what our foundation is doing. What is it called? It is the Met PGA Foundation. We have 3 pillars: youth, military, and diversity. It's very simple. Many of you have heard about the new PGA Hope program that we started last year. As I said, many times before, for me, it's probably the most powerful program I've seen come through the PGA. We're changing lives, we're saving lives. And for those of you sitting in the room that were not involved, we do have training programs coming up Wednesday and Thursday of this week, but you do not need to go through the training to volunteer your time. So I beg you, I urge you, every year I stand here and I say, get involved. You can get involved at a small level. It's kind of like doing that group project at school where there's a couple people that do all the work and everybody gets all the credit at the end when they get the grade. Stop being the people getting the grade at the end and put in the work, and let's make this foundation the best in the country, because that's what it deserves. That's the work we're putting in, representing you, and that's what we expect back from you guys. I thank you for your time. Please get involved. If you have any questions on anything that we covered, again, reach out to myself, Dan, or Caitlin, and best of luck for a great year.